our young people are looking at this and they're saying this is something that is right because the politicians, the leaders of our country, this is something that they do. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I would like for you to, first of all, apologize on the way you responded to the question. And secondly, allow me to finish, please. Allow me to finish, please.
See on this matter than I do.
If
I am not here to create, and I make that point very seriously, because I am not here to create a system that is going to deprive Jamaicans of their freedom. And you know what else?
But the bill does.
I am not hiding from consultation. I am here facing the questions. Unlike most, I am facing the questions and answering them. And I will go to every church in Jamaica. I will go to every room, every house, and I will answer them.
Let me say this clearly from the start. When young people stand up and challenge power, that is not disrespect. That is democracy. And what we witnessed between Jamaican youth and Prime Minister Andrew Holness wasn't just a disagreement about needs. It was a clash between authority and accountability. It was a moment that exposed something deeper in Jamaica's political culture. Because this wasn't just about a national ID. This was about tone. This was about trust. This was about how leaders respond when young citizens question them. And tonight, we are breaking it all down.
To know that the debate surrounding Nids is on in earnest, and many persons are voicing their opinions and concerns. We see now where Prime Minister Andrew Holness has taken step to correct something in his head that is out in the public. He said someone spliced a video from a youth town hall to mislead you and give the impression that I disrespected a young man who asks about needs. This is not so. Please see the full exchange. We must be careful of those who will use dishonesty to achieve their narrow political objectives. Read for yourself, do your own research, and get full clips. Be careful of what and who you trust on social media. So I will play the video clip and you will decide for yourselves whether or not Prime Minister Andrew Holness would have responded to this young man in a way that would have been disrespectful. You will be the judge.
Good night, everyone. My name is Daniel Thomas. I'm the president of the Love March movement, which is a youth organization, and we have an initiative called Colorblind, which is where we encourage young people to be engaged in political and national matters with an unbiased eye, without political assignment or, alignment rather. Okay, so my issue that I would like to raise at this time is with respect to needs. All right. Now, I am not, and we are not, against a national ID. We see the benefit of it. There are great pros. It will fill gaps in the country. But we believe that in its current form, it poses significant issues for many Jamaicans, especially with the fact that there has not been, in my opinion, and many other Jamaicans, 60,000, I checked the petition this morning, 60,000 Jamaicans here and abroad who feel that there needs to be more consultation, ventilation of the issues, speaking about pros and cons. All right, both of them are important to a consultative process. So we're being told that we must enroll in Nids, or in the next 3 years we'll be possibly fined a max of $100,000 and barred from government services and possibly private services as well. The only exception being where there's a threat to health or life or a state of national emergency. Now, I'm deeply concerned about this bill because of the impact on the country.
So Charles, you have given us 2 points in the bill that you'd like responded to.
Well, I
Is
can't
there
go
a
into
third?
all of them, but just to say, right now I
Uh-huh.
qualify for NHT.
Yes.
In 3 years, I will somehow lose my qualification because, I mean, somebody can respond to the NHT point, of course.
You're sure about that?
Well, that is my understanding because it won't be a threat to
Well,
my life
is
or
where you,
health.
this is where you're going to come to get all the answers. All right.
Right.
So allow them to respond now. Thanks, Charles. Really
So
appreciate it.
we have over 60,000 Jamaicans.
So Charles,
and,
Charles. So you have to allow
Thomas.
them to
Oh, me?
respond. Yeah,
I am
sorry.
Thomas, sorry.
I'm so
My
sorry,
name is
Thomas. My apologies.
Can I just
called
finish
you the
the
wrong
last
name.
2 lines here?
The last
It's
2 lines.
Very quick.
2 points or lines?
2 lines. So my closing thought would be to withdraw the bill, allow for proper ventilation of the issues over a 3-month period even, town hall meetings and joint select committee where we can properly speak about the many issues that are in the bill. We're not against
Thank
the bill,
you.
but we are for the country of Jamaica moving forward.
Thanks,
Well,
Thomas.
I tell you what,
Excellent.
Thomas,
Thomas, yes.
I'm very happy that we find common ground, being that we are both for the country moving forward. But I just wanted to know, can you now get your NHT benefit without providing identification? I just wanted to know. And the answer is no. No, you can't. Secondly, and let's be clear,
Hang on, Thomas. You don't get a second chance. So sorry, you already asked.
you've asked
It's
your question.
rhetorical.
No, you already
Oh,
asked.
it was
I'm sorry.
rhetorical. Okay, fine. Like many other things, it's rhetorical. Fine. Secondly, Thomas, do you know, how old are you, Thomas?
I am 26.
Do you know that this bill, this idea of creating a national registry started from as early as 1970? And we have been discussing this national ID, morphed from having a birth certificate that's unique, starting with ID for voting, which by now most Jamaicans who don't intend to vote but who want some identification decides that, well, we will take the voter ID but we won't vote. I'll give my fingerprint for the voter ID but I don't vote. There are 1.8 million Jamaicans who want an ID and they give their fingerprint willingly, including some of the 60,000 who signed the petition. Answering personal questions, providing personal information, and freely giving of their biometric. The government has that now. What's new? You talk about consultation and speaking about this bill. In 2002, this bill was brought to the Parliament of Jamaica by the then Minister of Health, John Jr. It was tabled in Parliament and a joint select committee was named. It sat and languished and nothing happened. In 2009, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding saw that the bill was there, nothing is happening with it, started a resurrection of it. In 2012, former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller took the bill and her very statements, this is a very important thing and we are going to push it, and started the negotiation for a loan to do this with the IDB. It was good for them to start the conversation about a $64 billion loan, but now it is not good. You know what I reject? Do you know what I reject? I reject the view that somehow you have a higher moral authority on this matter than I do.
If
I am not here to create, and I make that point very seriously, because I am not here to create a system that is going to deprive Jamaicans of their freedom. And you know what else?
but the bill
I
does.
am not hiding from consultation. I am here facing the questions. Unlike most, I am facing the questions and answering them. And I will go to every church in Jamaica. I will go to every room, every house, and I will answer them. Because I am not trying to take away anybody's right.
Deal with the Prime Minister.
And I find that this discussion is disingenuous,
Come on.
unfair, and untruthful. And I will tell you, Jamaica, I am not going to hide from this. If you say that you are for Jamaica and that you agree that we should have a national civil registry, then let us talk as we are doing, but let us talk on the facts of the situation, not on the untruth and what we make up. Let us discuss the facts.
All right.
So this was the reaction of another young man who was not appreciative of how the Prime Minister responded to the first young man who questioned about Nids.
Okay, good night, everyone. My name is Glendon Martin. I am a student of the University of Technology. And I had a question, but the president had a similar question, so I'll allow him to ask the question. But what I have to say, well, I have a comment, actually. The gentleman that asked the question on Nids, Mr. Prime Minister, I was taken aback by the way you responded to the question. I felt that you came across too strong, and when I was listening to you, while I was listening to you, I was saying,
everybody.
should I go and ask this gentleman a question? Will he answer me in the same tone that he answered the young man? And what I want to say and what I want to see in Jamaica or overall with politics is that our politicians behave sometimes, even in parliament, when you see them jumping over, arguing with each other. Our young people are looking at this and they're saying this is something that is right because the politicians, the leaders of our country, this is something that they do. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I would like for you to, first of all, apologize on the way you responded to the question. And secondly, allow me to finish, please. Allow me to finish, please.
So,
As leaders of our
so
country,
my
understand-
darling, hang on 1 second. Sir, hold on, everybody. 1 second, 1 second. You know, the great thing about youth, hold on, the great thing about youth is that we see no boundaries at all. None at all. I think that you possibly could think hard on your comment and suggestion, really, in terms of the implications. I understand
Yes.
your feeling, but allow the Prime Minister to respond, though,
And just
since you have.
First, let's understand something. The National Identification Systems, NIDS and NIR, has been in discussion in Jamaica for decades. The Prime Minister made that very clear. He pointed out the idea dates back to the 1970s. It was tabled in Parliament in 2002, revived in 2009, advanced again in 2012. And he made a key argument. If 1.8 million Jamaicans already have biometric data for voter ID, what's new? That's a strong factual argument. But here is where the real debate begins. Daniel Thomas was clear. He said, "We are not against a national ID. That part is important. They see the benefits, filing administrative gaps, modernizing systems, and strengthening identification. But their concern is this: mandatory enrollment, potential fines up to $100,000, denial of services, lack of broader consultation. And they referenced 60,000 Jamaicans signing a petition asking for more discussion. Now pause here. That is not rebellion. That is civic engagement. That is what we say we want from our young people. The tone changed when the Prime Minister said, "You don't get a second chance. Even if procedurally correct, perception matters." Then when another student, Glendon Martin, stood up and said he felt the Prime Minister came across too strong. That was brave. He said something powerful. Young people watch how politicians behave. They learn from it. They mirror it. That statement right there, that's leadership accountability. Let's be balanced. Was the Prime Minister defending his policy? Yes. Was he providing historical context? Yes. Was he pushing back on what he saw as misinformation? Yes. But here is the deeper issue. Leadership isn't about facts. It's about emotional intelligence. When young citizens question you, they are not attacking you. They are participating in governance. And tone can either build trust or build resistance. This debate isn't just about ID cards. It's about privacy, government power, data security, consultation, and political culture. When citizens feel forced instead of heard, even good policies can become controversial. And Jamaica has a long political history where trust has been fragile. So when the youth say, "Withdraw the bill for 3 months and let's ventilate the issue," that's not anti-government. That's participatory democracy. Here is what stood out to me. The Prime Minister said, "I reject the view that you have a higher moral authority than I do." That line tells you this wasn't just policy. It became personal. But democracy isn't about moral superiority. It's about open dialogue. And when young Jamaicans step up and respectfully challenge leadership, that should be encouraged, not framed as adversarial. This moment matters because young Jamaicans are no longer silent. They are informed. They are organized. They are questioning. And that is healthy for a nation. You can disagree with their position, but you cannot dismiss their right to question. Was the Prime Minister firm? Yes. Was he historically accurate? Largely yes. Did his tone feel dismissive at moments? Too many watching? Yes. Both things can be true at the same time. And that's where mature political discussion lives. Let me leave you with this. Democracy is not tested when everyone agrees. Democracy is not tested when power is questioned. And in that room, young Jamaicans showed courage. Now the question is, will leadership see that courage as confrontation or as the future of the country speaking? Because the youth are not the problem. They are the inheritance of Jamaica. And how leaders respond to them will define what kind of political culture Jamaica builds going forward. So I am asking you, was this firmness? Was this intimidation? Or was this simply politics as usual? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. And remember, our country moves forward not when people are silent, But when they speak,